Every line is a visual arrow telling the eyes how and where to move. Under this assumption, the reverse is also true. The way the eyes move is the pathway or trajectory a drawn line should make. This thought brings me to the topic of this video. How can you improve drawing without actually putting pen to paper? Whoa. Quick disclaimer. This is not a drawing life hack. This exercise is meant to aid you in developing your observational skills so that you can practice this anywhere, anytime, without actually drawing anything. However, this is not the replacement to drawing. You still got to jump in that field, my boy. I'm sorry. The exercise that I'm talking about is eye tracing. It's exactly what it sounds like. You're basically taking your eyes and you're tracing them over objects. But do not overlook this because it's simple. I'm gonna explain why. First off, if you're not sure what I mean, the concept is simple. You pick any object around you. I have this ink right in front of me. Then you bring awareness or focus to your eyes and you simply look at the object and just trace your eyes around it. Sounds easy. Try it out right now. Look down and just make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Yep. The simplicity of this makes it easy to do and you get the most benefit from doing this often. So making this habitual should be the goal. And here's why. We know that a drawing is a 2D representation of a 3D world. The 3 dimensions being length, width, and depth. When you trace over the 3D world using your eyes, there's a finite number of movements that your eyes can make: left, right, up, down, and diagonal. This is because the eyes are fixed in one position in space, and that's your head. This is beneficial to drawing because your eyes are basically moving along a 2-dimensional plane, which is also what your drawing paper and your canvas is. It's a 2D plane. When your eyes move up and down, it's y-axis movement, left and right, x-axis movements, and diagonals are most of the time going to be z-axis. The movements that you do with your eyes will be the exact same movements that you were to do if you were to draw this on your canvas with a pencil. So if I'm looking at an object and my eyes move, starts from this point here and then moves to the right to this point, it's the exact same movement if I was to take point A here on a paper and move it to the right to point B. Movements are both the same. The more I did this, I began to create a map in my mind based on XYZ coordinates, improving my awareness of how objects are sitting in space, its orientation, and their distance from me, all of which are vital pieces of information that's useful while drawing. When eye tracing, you'll find yourself moving along the outline or silhouette of an object, which is basically its 2-dimensional shape. Now you can then transform this 2-dimensional shape and give it 3D form by adding cross contour or adding an edge. Now this edge, the shape of it, or there will be a line that derives from that edge that'll be diagonal in some type of way that's gonna give it that z-axis depth that we're looking for. Remember how I said I began to make it like an internal map? As my eyes move between one object to another, or one part of an object to another part of that same object, my mind starts to pick up relationships in angle, line, connections, and alignment. This further develops that internal mental map I've been talking about, where I can create and traverse this 3-dimensional grid system that's more dynamic and intuitive than the static 2D grids. Once again, to gain the most benefit from this exercise, you have to make it a habit of doing this whenever possible. The repetitive act of doing this habitually, you'll start to notice more and more visual patterns. Perhaps my more favorite things that I notice and use are the natural forces. And this is gravity or wind, and basically how they interact with physical objects like trees and fabric. Experiencing and observing this movement firsthand makes it a lot easier to replicate it within a drawing. There's an invisible arc that gets created whenever your arm moves from waist to shoulder, or if it moves up and down. If you can see, if I move my hand up and down, you can see the tip of my fingers creates an arc as I move it up and down. And if you know a little bit about animation, there's a best practice where they call it animating on the arc. And this is basically to make the animated movements look a lot more believable, because as things move, they move on an arc. Overall, it's kind of unbelievable the amount of value I've gotten just out of sitting back and just observing my surroundings and tracing my surroundings day by day. There's a lot more nuanced observations that would take too long to cover in this video. So this is one of my more nuanced information videos about drawing that I plan on sharing. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments, and till next time, I'll see you guys in my next video.